whole tragic point, my friends.
I push the pink linen door open a crack, catching a whiff of stagnant number 2, generic air freshener, and not enough ventilation. Lanice, Brianna, and Catherine are too busy judging who can shake their butts the fastest to notice Kinder Camp counselor peeking at them. I clear my throat. Brianna turns and looks at me. She flashes a sugary smile mid-pop, her hands on her knees. Her butt sticks against the wall. Lanice looks scared. She's afraid I'll tell her mommy. Catherine raises the corner of her upper lip and rolls her eyes, obviously disgusted that I interrupted their fun. Patrice, Claire, Derek. Parents these days think rap is bad and all of that. It's ruined our lives and Valence is creating, but what they don't know is what's ahead. That the lyrics let us screw thoughts on top of our head. It is controversial and there are many opposing sides. Both share ideas and it's a tie. But diving deeper into annotations and quotes, it's clear music videos are destructive, not the lyrics that float. Rap videos and lyrics aren't clear. They're not the same thing. They go to different tiers. The media exaggerates, it's a fact, but writing's amendment right, and they have to give us that. There's an article written by Paul Dietrich about an album that got people bopping. A 1988 hit called Straight Outta Compton. In his article, he states, critics worried that the violent lyrics would inspire real-world aggression, but NWA claimed it was the other way around. As one member, Ice Cube, puts it at his press conference in the film, our art is a reflection of our reality. The point was to highlight and criticize profiling and brutality in NWA's community. See, NWA wasn't twerking or shooting. They were speaking of what? The government was booing. The police and FBI want to shut the rappers down, but it's the First Amendment, right? It ain't their part of town. The government will try, but they can never deny that violence created solely by lyrics is a lie. None of these men were shooting up boys, and yet you try to twist their word and play them like toys. No women are dehumanized, no body shopped to lies. No one's smoking weed or making trees. These men are just talking about how injustice brought them to their knees. That life isn't fair, but one still has to live in this immediate exaggerated system. No one knows what real is, but any word about prejudice and oppression is heard. No violence can come from just a hip-hop verse. Some educators will agree that the music videos and media cause a violent scene, that what is said gets to our head, causing others to dread. Who will we kill next, and at what age will we start to have sex? Research by Jennifer Copley shows that a preference for heavy metal or rap music is associated with higher rates of drug and alcohol use, arrests, and sexual promiscuity. But these problems often begin before the young people start listening to rap or heavy metal. This indicates that the music doesn't cause behavioral problems or addiction. Rather, it suggests that at-risk youth are more inclined to listen to heavy metal or rap music. So even with the research, the question still lies. Is it really true that violence is created by the lyrics so despised? She quotes that, a study conducted by Johnson found that young subjects who watched violent rap videos were more accepting of violent actions, particularly against women. Additionally, those who watched either violent or non-violent rap videos were more inclined to express materialistic attitudes and favor acquiring possessions through crime, and they held more negative views on the likelihood of succeeding through academic pursuits. Overall, increased acceptance of crime and violence appears to be linked with viewing violent or sexist rap videos rather than listening to rap music on its own. So even then, no one can pretend that the lyrics alone can make us more prone. It's proof that it's the media that's on our phone. The difference is shown in a segment called Violence vs. Voice. In an interview done by Pete Johnson, we hear his views on this noise. He asked the overall question of, music affects people. We wouldn't listen if it didn't. But what are the lasting impressions that it leaves? Then he followed it up with what he believes. Music can influence the way a person thinks and feels, he says. He describes himself as being one of those white kids who listened to black radio when he was growing up. These stations gave a voice to a community that otherwise did not have many outlets anywhere else. and thus became a powerful vehicle. As he is saying, is that music has an effect on us, but mostly it was stressing the segregation, the back of the bus, the group astronauts talk about their thoughts. It's a message. It's Mona Lisa, like a picture that's being painted. We're not lying, and that's first and foremost. These are real situations, and everything we rap about is God's honest truths. Nothing is fabricated. A woman shares regurgitates what they said, but she puts it in a way that it can get into any community's head. I think often the music is a reflection of their lives. I don't think it's the sole cause of violence. Violence has always existed in our society. Go back further and there's violent imagery in the blues and murder ballads. Another way critics of rap felt attacked was the act of women being battered in rap. In an article written by Tracy Shippey Whitening, she says that the rap culture is rather blinding. Hip-hop culture is certainly waist deep in the muck of this race-gender chauvinism, she states. Yes, but what culture is not that way? As you read deeper, you encounter that the media is what made these lyrics feel sour. There are iPod commercials that allude to strip club culture, featuring an abundantly rumped black woman holding onto a pole on a public bus. Women in this instant are dehumanized, but it's only by what we see with our eyes. Even here, she can only state that the media has got women feeling that way. Even though lyrics make a lasting impact, it's not the main cause of objectification in rap. At the end of listening to rap music does not make teens violent. Overall, there is no consistent evidence that rap music on its own without videos significantly influences behaviors or attitudes. After all the quotes, the idea of violence created by rap music is no longer afloat. Many state that it's the videos itself that causes trouble to ourselves. Rap music creates a voice for all. Another example of that is when Eric Miller touches on identity, saying that people without social lives are able to create their own scene. People with music by their side can step forward with pride, widen their stride, and become something great. Eric also states, I think if you listen to a song or watch a movie and you go out and do something stupid, then you're sort of a dumbass, which is facts. It all comes back to if a friend jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Except now, men and women are blaming it on a hip-hop crew.